Hello everybody, Blue Dooley, and this is the final build video of the 53 hauler. Of course, the contest has already ended, but I do need to actually finish the truck up. Still got that last piece of diamond plate to finish trimming and get painted. We need to make a few adjustments to the radio and the sound and light unit. The two paint cans showed up the day they announced the winner, so that's kind of why the truck didn't actually get finished, is I ran out of paint. Well, here we are Tuesday, and I had problems with glue. For some reason, the Instacure didn't instantly cure. So I had to use some different super glue that took a lot longer to cure. But we got the gear shift levers installed, the upholstery is done, the new strip of Velcro is ready to go in the cab. Mirrors need glued. CB radio is installed in the dash. I hammered in a yellow pin for an air brake valve and got the stickers on a clear piece of Lexan glued in with lights behind them. So now we should have, when the park lights are on, the gauges will light up. I'll probably have to adjust their brightness a little bit. And then I had 4 LEDs in the cab for underglow, and they didn't do anything. They just didn't put enough light out to be worth it. And unfortunately, I didn't figure that out until after I glued them in. So I'll get them out eventually. But speaker box is in. I also put 2 screws in it just to help hold it in place. So I also jammed a pin in the steering column for a turn signal lever on the left side of the steering wheel. So I'm going to get the interior put together, and then we'll turn the truck on, show you the gauges lit up. Like I said, they'll probably need adjusted, but that's all right. Just proof of concept is good for me right now. The cab is finally together. Mirror CB antenna. You can see the twin sticks in there. The one's a little dark, but dash shift knob, or just a plain wood knob. But despite some problems I had getting this thing put together, I'm mostly happy with it. I'd preferred a little more perfection out of it, well, out of myself in execution. But the truck looks really good, and the few people who've seen it have commented that it looks pretty good. I still need to get some steps on it. But yeah, let's turn the lights on. Well, we'll turn the garage light off and we'll get some lights on the truck. But park lights and dash glows. Like I said, I might turn that down a little bit, but I don't see any bleed through right now. Okay, so it's going to be a little hard to see, but the ramps clear, the wheel lift, no problem. And the wheel lift parts actually slide into some slots in the back of the truck. And they fit really snug, so I'm not going to try to drill holes in anything or put any pins in them. But the ramps, even as short, and the truck at max ride height, clear the wheel lift. I'd have to lower it just a little bit, but that's no big thing. So I will grab a truck and we'll use the winch to pull it on. Okay, I took the pinion gear out of the monster truck, so it should roll up a little smoother. Still doesn't pull very straight. All right. One monster truck loaded on the hauler. So it didn't fit on there super great. That's okay. For testing purposes, it doesn't have to be perfect. The truck is wired for the lights in the toolboxes. I just didn't have time to get them installed. But since I pretty much have to take the whole bed apart to get the last diamond plate trimmed and cut out, then mount it all together. So that'll be easy to just drill a couple holes in these, glue the lights in place, and then just solder them into the wires I already got in place for it. This wire, or messing with the body, this one unfortunately yanked out of that LED, and then this side's reverse light also probably just came unplugged somewhere when I was assembling it to get my video ready. But let me grab my diamond plate here. So I got the cutouts for the front done. I just need to trim out here in the back and then drill all the mounting holes. Hit it with some primer, hit it with some paint. And I probably need another coat of paint on both of these pieces as well, just to kind of even everything up. But diamond plate on the battery cover. And then I gunmetaled the front of the bed because I thought I was going, if I did a little bit of that, I'd have enough to get this done. And unfortunately, I did not, because I forgot I had to paint 2 of the doors. So the wires for the lights just come down and underneath, then behind the cab. With all the wires, I didn't really want to try to cram them behind one of the stacks. So they're just kind of zip tied out of the way. The hooks actually hook onto there pretty nicely. So, like I said, I am mostly happy with it. There's a few things I'd like to have gotten a little bit more perfect. That's just, I think that's probably anybody. So this piece will actually slot underneath this piece. But like I said, need to trim out the back here, clean these cuts up just a little bit better, and drill holes, paint. But first, we'll get the bed sides off, and then the winch and the lights have their own plugs, so I can take that whole cab guard off, and then we can get the bed off the truck, which will allow me to tidy up my wiring a little bit more and fix these couple of lights. Got the coat of primer on the back piece of diamond plate, the holes all drilled out. And the wiring is a mess, because like I said, I'm going to see if I can hook this receiver up so it's running iBus, so I only have like very few cables messing in here. And these 2 wires here were for all the LEDs in the bottom of the cab that just didn't put off enough light. So I'm going to try to solder these to one of the strips of the strip underglow I have for the front of the cab. And then, since I ran out of plugs on my on the harness to the back, I have one spliced wire in here that actually will run to meet up with this white wire, and that's going to do my toolbox lights. So I need to finish putting hardware in the toolboxes, and then we're going to just drill straight through the boxes and just glue the lights right on top. So when the toolboxes are open and the rear work lights are on, the toolboxes will be lit as well, just because I don't have enough channels to run every function separately. Then all I need to do is replace the one LED on the back here, the one on the side, and then button it up Got 3 LEDs wired up on this side, and just need to glue them in place. Already tested them. But I ran out of 3mm, so I have enough to replace my reverse light and 4 of the 6 boxes. So the front boxes are actually going to have 5mm lights in them. That's all right. One of the big boxes up here is supposed to actually have the toolbox, the actual toolbox in it. So you'd want a little brighter light so you could actually see inside the toolbox. But let's get a battery here. And I'm gonna have to set you down so I can do this one-handed. So there we go. Lit up toolboxes. So now I need to wire up the other side. I'm just testing with a 9-volt. Get that other side wired up. Got some wiring done. I got this one wired into the front here, so that'll kind of go up. I'll probably put it up here at the grill and shine it kind of backwards, so it'll kind of illuminate underneath the entire cab of the truck. I do have another strip about this long that I can put under the rear, kind of shine backwards. Of course, I still have a wiring mess, but the other good thing is we have both the reverse lights working again. And I have the bias set up so anytime the truck's in reverse, the hazards flash. That's a setting you can change on the Bayer USM RC-3. You can mess with all kinds of settings. Getting the truck final assembled, and before I get the middle bolts here bolted in, I wanted to do a last light function test to make sure I didn't pinch any wires. And we got our toolbox lights. They come on with the headache rack work lights. And got both our reverse lights working again. All our markers, front and rear. Well, the front isn't mounted yet, but I did get some more LED strips underneath the back end of the truck to kind of light up back here. So I'm going to finish putting the bed together. I guess we can turn the light on so you can actually see what we got. So we got the blue diamond plate. Then up here by the cab guard, it switches to the gunmetal. Battery box is also gunmetal. But boy, this stuff, despite being a pain to work with, I'm pretty happy with it overall. I need to get these all bolted down, and then these 4 bolted in. Put the cab back together, and then we got to program some lights. What you're seeing here is the outputs. So 1 through 8 is one ribbon cable, 9 through 16 is another ribbon cable. So with the exception of the military vehicle blackout headlamp and this rear fog light on the second cable, the rest of them are the cab, and then the entire other cable is the back end of the truck. Because I put side marker light left and side marker light right, those are what actually at the front of the box do the turn signals, plus the running lights on the front end of the ramp body itself. If I hadn't have put those in there and just left them static, all of the rear lights would be on one ribbon cable. So that's why that is. But I wanted the front corners of the ramp to actually flash for turn signals because, well, most trucks have turn signals somewhere in the middle of the box or deck on straight trucks. So I've already adjusted some prop channels. So prop 4, which is channel 4, if I move the switch one way quickly, like, you kind of have to rock it because it doesn't auto center. These are kind of based on stick radios. So you can actually move it like 50% and have settings. You can move it 100%, have settings. So you can actually have a ton of functions on very few channels, which really makes this kind of cool. So short position on channel 4 is going to do left turn, right turn. And then in long position, that actually goes through and turns park lights on, headlights on, front fog lights on. Now on prop 6, which is channel 6 on the radio, I have the rear fog light, which also turns on the toolbox lights. And then I labeled it ship towing because now, like I said, towing, this is the only towing thing labeled in there. So that's actually the flasher bar on the top of the cab guard. Still not quite what I was going for, so I think I'll just go put it static on off. And we'll get that stuck to the grill here. Get the cab on and kind of go over the build with the GoPro. I apologize for the somewhat terrible lighting. So, we got underglow. Now we go this way. Nope. Other way. Park lights. There's our fogs. There's our light bar. There's our work lights. And our toolbox lights. I didn't quite get that one gummed up enough, so that one still bleeds through the side a little bit. So now we'll come back here. Reverse lights working. The front box lights work. The lights in the grill are working. So all of our lights are finally functioning the way they're supposed to. I am a little bummed that pulse doesn't mean a constant pulse. It just means one pulse and that's it. These actually seal pretty tight, but they do bleed out a little bit. That's okay. These are Gear Guys custom toolboxes, and I think what I might do a little down the road is I might try to find a piano hinge and hinge them on the outside and get rid of the two screws that hold it in place. I think that might actually look a little better and allow me to tweak the doors just a little bit and get them to line up a little better. So I do have some driving footage of the truck because right now it's dark outside, but so it doesn't have this rear piece of diamond plate on. However, I do have some video of it running stock, and I'm going to get some video of it running modified, and I'll have a really good running video to post up hopefully next weekend or the weekend after.